Okay, now it's Erica, we can start on time, 11:15.
Okay.
Have to run the show for
I
this.
do. I will get. Should I get my people on the stage?
All right, Tina. Always good to see you. I'm live right now. Just a heads up
Me too.
before you say some crazy shit.
I am gonna say crazy shit.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I just want you to know that.
Carlos, can you send Noemi to the state?
You have a good relationship with Ron, right?
Yeah, I saw
Now
that.
I'd see if I can talk to him today.
Okay.
I called him a little bit ago. He said he was almost here, but
Everybody associated with the state that stage, the first state that stage rally, please report to the state that stage.
Okay, sound is on.
Yeah.
No, I'm on this.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
That's Betty. You should share, dude.
It's already taken care of.
No, I got you. Sorry, thank you. I
No
want to
worries.
find out where you bought that.
That's so you can live stream and shoot at the same time.
On the same tripod.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm gonna go on the other side. Those guys
guys are gonna go.
Good answer.
You're moving. Stay aware. First state code is moving.
It's not even about, I mean, it is a social thing, but it's not. It's like, there's all kinds of countries around the world that have Medicare. It's so hard to Go! Volunteers! More volunteers! One person on the other side. Truck's moving! Truck's moving! You know what I mentioned was that he must have been one of the ones at the corner. That would have been like 2 years. You were Bernie's brother, Dennis? Yes. Okay, that's what we were there. If you look at side by side. There you go. Yeah. Nice to see Morty. I know, right?
We got a bill in California. It's a Medicare for all bill in California. It is called CalCare. It was endorsed by those on the front lines, our beloved California nurses. And we want Governor Newsom who... Nobody out! Everybody in! Nobody out! Everybody in! Nobody out! Woo! So before we kick this off, we're going to have a land acknowledgement. And remember, who's stolen land? We are occupying. And with that, I'm going to bring up Noemi.
My name is Terry Coxon. I'm going to do the acknowledgement of the land. I have been given permission by Gloria Arelas, who is elder of Cumberland, And believe me, this is a very honor for me to do this. Naomi will continue after once I start talking. Is she indigenous? I'm indigenous.
Thank you. Watch your backs, make a hole. Watch your backs, make a hole. Watch your backs, make a hole. Thank you.
We all stand on succeeded Tumba land. To the north, the valley is Tunham. Northwest is Puma. And south, we recognize the land of Ushi. We are guests on these lands and we walk gently upon the territories in gratitude. We give thanks in the four directions to the ancestors and everybody who came before us. We are all connected. We are all relatives. Let's take care of each other today and tomorrow.
Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Mami Aide Tungui Aguilar and I come from the Purepecha people of Michoacan, Mexico, where I was born. I'm a member of I Don't Know More SFA, a signatory on the Indigenous Women of the Americas Defending Mother Earth Treaty, and a co-creator of the Ventura County Murdered and Missing Indigenous Women, Girls, and People chapter. I would like to start us off with
You go right ahead. No, you go
if you have a hat, if you could just take it off for a moment. And if you'd like to close your eyes, you could do that as well. Creator, thank you for helping us all get here safely today. Know that we are trying to pass this bill. Know that we are all trying to struggle together for a better world, for better health, so that we can have many, many future generations on this beautiful planet Earth. I want to offer my prayers to the thousands of Indigenous children's bodies that have been found throughout Canada, where Indigenous people have always known that they've been, but that finally the media has been finally paying attention and bringing them home. We know that here in the so-called U.S., there are many, many bones of Indigenous children that have not returned home, and I pray for their safe return.
Amen.
I pray that we continue to protect Mother Earth, to protect the sacred system of life, because we all need water, we all need this land, we all need to protect our winged relatives, our four-legged relatives, and even the little tiny, tiny insects that we cannot see. We need all of us. And we know that Indigenous people have been tremendously harmed by the fossil fuel industry. I just returned from Minnesota, where my family, my comrades are sitting in a jail cell right now for protecting Mother Earth. So understand that the intersections with healthcare go deeper than just what we see here in the surface or what we've been taught in our history books. Know that the struggle is still going on, that as Indigenous people, we are still here. You must listen to our cry. I pray for all the sacred spaces that we are trying to protect, such as the San Marcos foothills in so-called Santa Barbara on Chumash land, where we had to raise over $20 million just to buy our land back. And also Pavunga here in so-called Long Beach. We need to protect the wetlands here before they're gone. And also up in so-called Berkeley on Ohlone lands, we must protect the Berkeley shell mounds. There are so many Indigenous struggles and they tie directly with healthcare, with our very livelihoods, with our trauma, our emotional health, our spiritual health. So we ask that you take us into account. We ask that you don't just acknowledge us, because that is the bare minimum that we can do. We must take action and we need all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Noemi. That was really moving and beautiful. Before I introduce the next speaker, you guys can see how much work and production has gone into this today. I'm not going to name people by names because, you know, you forget a name and then you never hear the end of it. But just a few names I want to shout out. Betty Dumas Toto, Michelle Manos, Carlos Marroquin, all the organizations who helped out today, all the volunteers, all the yellow vesters, thank you so much. I also want to acknowledge Pro Bono ASL up here. These people are incredible. They show up every week on Wednesdays at End Police Associations with Black Lives Matter Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And everything Black Lives Matter Los Angeles does. So thank you for being here today with us. Okay, so our next speaker, Akili, known to many affectionately as Baba Akili, is director of the Fannie Lou Hamer Institute and a Black Lives Matter Los Angeles organizer and core team member. Akili has over 50 years of experience as a labor community organizer and political leader. He has dedicated his life to social and racial justice. He has been a supporter and fighter of single payer for over 30 years. If you've ever received an email from Akili, you'll see that he has the Frederick Douglass quote in his signature that says, "Power concedes nothing without a demand." It never did and never will. And that's what we're doing here today. We are demanding that AB 1400 gets passed and signed and CalCare gets implemented to give every California resident health care, housed, unhoused. Papers, no papers, it doesn't matter. If you are a human being in California, this will give you health care. And with that, I'm going to give it to Baba Akili.
Hey! Let me see it again. Hey! I like to do that because I love when the ASL does it. How they make that sound. Show me how you do it again. Look here. We have to be in these streets. We have to make sure that our voices are heard. We have to make sure that our voices are strong and powerful. It is because we have been in the streets. That's how we ended Jim Crow. It is because women were in the streets. That's how they won the right to vote. It doesn't just happen because it's a good idea. It happens because we make it happen. And so that's why we have to be and stay in these streets. Because we have a simple, direct demand. Health care for all. It's about time the U.S. joins the rest of the world in covering all of its people. That's right. Covering all of its people without insurance companies. And there's a simple way to do that. There's an easy way to do that. There's an understandable way to do that. Single payer. Look here, if it's good enough for the VA, why ain't it good enough for the rest of us? If it's good enough for Medicare, why isn't it good enough for the rest of us? Those are single payer systems that work. We don't need insurance companies. All they do is provide paper so that the real people who do the work can get paid. We don't need them. It's simpler, it's easier, and more cost effective I would say cheaper, but that we want to stay cost effective to use single payer. And it's simple and it's understandable. It's like Social Security. We all pay into it, and when we need it, we can get it. You understand that, don't you? So if you and I understand that, we have to help our neighbors understand that. We have to help our families understand that. It is simple, it is easy, it's affordable. And now California can open the door to the rest of the country by passing AB 1400. We can be the leaders. We can show the rest of the country how it works, how easy it is, how affordable it is, but more importantly, how meaningful it is to all of us, to all of us. And as the pandemic rages on, and black and brown people are definitely impacted, this is why we need a single payer system now, today. Not tomorrow, not 10 years, not 20 years from now, tomorrow. And so your presence here, your continued effort here, your continued demand here is what will get it done. That is the way that you make change in the U.S. You take and stay in these streets. Yeah. And we know that in Black Lives Matter, because we have been able to change the narrative now, so that a simple statement like Black Lives Matter is now universal. But we did it because we were in the streets and we had demands. So, I have a simple request of you now. Join me in solidarity with people who want what you want, a better way of life for themselves and their families. Join me if you will. Louder! Healthcare for all, single payer, AB 14 now. Thank you all very much.
Right on! Thank you, Baba Akili. You know, I've learned a lot from Baba Akili over these last few years, but one of the things he taught me that I always is in my mind is he told me, polite don't get you shit. So, we're not here to ask, we're here to demand. Healthcare is a human right. CalCare gets everybody healthcare. And with that, I am going to introduce our next speaker, Assembly Member Miguel Santiago. He represents California's 53rd Assembly District. The Assembly Member is a principal introducing co-author of our state Medicare for All Single Payer Bill, AB 1400, also known as CalCare. He is a champion of his community and progressive values. He fought to establish public banks in California, which would provide opportunities for economically disadvantaged communities and small businesses. I think you all know all about public banks, though, from your applause. He has helped distribute thousands of meals during the pandemic. He has fought to protect renters from evictions throughout the pandemic. So please welcome a fighter for state Medicare for all, single payer, CalCare, Assembly Member Miguel Santiago.
And we have got to start every day acknowledging a very basic fact. It's not a new idea. It's been said for centuries. But today we take a firmer stance on that. And that is that healthcare is a human right. And that fight is not a new fight. But here's what's different about it today. Today, not only are we coming out of a pandemic, but we are winning people's mind. Now, we know that the other side has spent a whole heck of a lot of money fighting that concept because they believe on the other side that healthcare is a way to make money. Exactly. Boom. Big thumbs down. But we have fought for decades in California to introduce this bill. And in the past, it has not been implemented. Here's what's different today. Today, we've got people power all across the country. Today, we've got a coalition broader than we've ever seen before. Today, we were coming out of a pandemic based on a virus, the very center of a healthcare crisis that we are exiting. Today, it's more evident than ever that we have got to stake our foot in the ground, that we ain't moving until we revolutionize this healthcare system, because it is not working for people. And let's be very, very clear about this. It's not a Republican issue. It's not a Democratic issue, an independent issue. It's a human issue. My brother right here just said it. Flashback Bob. It is a human issue that impacts everyone. Whether you speak Spanish, English, or any other languages represented here. I just failed because you usually say, don't say one thing, one language, because you got to say them all, right? But here, I'm going to say two and stop there. It's like thanking volunteers. But it doesn't matter where you are from, who you love, or who you worship to if you do. Healthcare is a human right. Bottom line, period about it. Now, you've heard other speakers talk about industrial nations doing what we haven't been able to do. And we did it with public banks when we went against some of the most powerful money in the country. And we got it signed. And we depended on a large coalition. But let me be very, very honest with you. This is not going to be an easy fight. It is going to take filling up the streets from here to where we can see to ensure that this thing gets done. AB 1400 is just the start, friends. It's just the start. We have got to change this system that is not prioritizing people over profits. And that's the bottom line. So we are going to march today. We're going to get up tomorrow morning. We're going to get up tomorrow morning and continue to change people's minds. We are going to advocate at City Hall. We are going to advocate at the federal buildings. We are going to advocate at our state's capital. We're going to do it in DC until we change the healthcare system that is not prioritizing people's health and instead prioritizing profits. And this is just the start. So we're going to count on everybody here. We want to thank a lot of people. But I will tell you, we're going to start by thanking Healthcare for All Coalition here in Los Angeles. And that's why I'm putting on this hat and asking you to do a simple thing. Just go ahead and tweet HCA Los Angeles, HCA Los Angeles, and tweet out whatever you think compels you as to why AB 1400's got to get passed. We have got to do this across the country. Medicare for all, CalCare, whether you call it single payer. We are trying to change this system. So join me as I put on my hat, take out your cell phones. Not put on my hat, take out your cell phones. And you can go ahead and link me too. I'm putting it on. Very proud. And I expect everybody else to do the very minimum. So thank you very much. I'm going to hand it back to a superstar in our movement, Erica. So help me out. Erica! Woo!
All right. Thank you, Assemblymember Santiago. I'm going to give you, usually they're called fun facts. We're going to call them frightening facts. As you know, the system we have now, it is a caste system. The healthcare system in the United States is a caste system where the dominant caste, the privileged and often white get great health care, and everybody else gets bargain basement care. And CalCare ends that caste system because, as Sarah says, everybody's gonna be in and nobody's gonna be out. So we have, I didn't have an intro, but we're so happy to have Mark Gonzalez, chair of the Los Angeles, California Democratic Party, who has done more for single payer than any other chair. And so I just want to bring him up to say a few words.
Thank you to my sister Erica. Good morning, everybody. I said good morning, everybody. My name is Mark Gonzalez. I'm chair of Los Angeles County Democratic Party, and I'm proud to be here as the first chair in the state to endorse and support CalCare. There are 58 counties in the state, and all of them are adopting this measure because they know we're just not talk. We're going to be about it, and we're going to take it to the streets, but it starts here at home. Los Angeles County is 1/3 of the voting base of the state. We are home to 10 million Angelenos. And of the 6 million registered Angelenos, 3.1 million are Democrats. And if we were a state, Los Angeles County would be the 10th largest state in the nation. Let that sink in for a second. Because the work that you're doing here today is going to change the rest of the nation. That's why they call us the West Coast Best Coast. Because as California goes, so does the nation. I want you to look around where we're at today. I know many of you walking by are confused about what's going on, who are tourists, who are investing in the economy here in Los Angeles. Welcome to Hollywood. This is the land, this is the city, this is the area of hope and of dreams. And many people wake up every day trying to figure out how do they put food on the table, or do they pay their medical bills to go see a doctor? For them, healthcare is a hope and a dream. And what we're doing here today with AB 1400 is giving families back those hopes and those dreams. And I want to give it up to Assemblymember Alex Lee and Ash Cowra, but in particular, Assemblymember Santiago, who is here with us. Because what you have to understand, and I'm saying this as chair of the Dem Party, not all Democrats are the same. And it takes a lot of balls to have a Democrat come out in favor of single payer and Medicare for all. I meet with so many people who say this as a talking point. But he's the only one, Ash Cowra and others, who've adopted this measure to put it through. So let's give our elected officials a big round of applause. And thank you all so much for being here. And thank you so much. We've got work to do. Let's get to work. Thank you, sisters and brothers.
All right, thank you, Mark Gonzalez. Our next speaker, Shervin Azami, is a longtime advocate of direct action for those in need. His accomplishments include getting $4 billion, that's with a B, in funding to native tribal governments in response to COVID-19, as well as countless public health improvements. In his fight for Medicare for all, he has shown a spotlight on the cruelty of a system that price gouges those in need of life-saving medication, and he is running for Congress to help us win this fight for Medicare for all. So please welcome a candidate for Congress in the West San Fernando Valley, Shervin Azami.
Thank you so much, Healthcare for All, Los Angeles. You know, civil rights leader James Baldwin said, "I love America more than any other country in the world, and exactly for this reason, I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually." Raise your hand if you think budgets reflect priorities. Keep your hand up if you think poverty is a policy choice. Do you know what policy violence looks like? a $740 billion enacted defense budget to finance our military-industrial complex, endless wars, and line the pockets of weapons manufacturers, while nearly 1 in 5 Americans are straddled with medical debt to the tune of $140 billion. Poverty is a policy choice. While we criminalize homelessness here in our city and deny people the basic healthcare needs that they have, we could eradicate homelessness with just 10% of the Pentagon budget. You want to tell me poverty is not a policy choice? Keep your hand up if you think budgets reflect priorities. We've spent over $1 trillion on the racist war on drugs, creating an epidemic of mass incarceration and oppression of our black and brown communities, leading to a militarization of police and an entire for-profit industry built on incarceration. We criminalize mental health, we criminalize substance use, and deny people the basic human rights and health care they need to survive. Keep your hand out if you think budgets reflect priorities. We spend tens of billions annually subsidizing fossil fuel companies as they ransack our planet, violate tribal sovereignty, and barrel us down towards a climate catastrophe. That is what policy violence looks like. Keep your hand up if you think that during a pandemic that has cost millions of people their employer-sponsored healthcare coverage, their jobs, their wages, their homes, if that is not our clarion call for single-payer Medicare for all, I don't know what is. My name is Sherman Azami. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a public health activist, community organizer, and immigrant running for U.S. Congress in my hometown, West San Fernando Valley, California's 30th District. I'm a former legislative director on Capitol Hill, fighting to ensure the federal government honors its treaty obligations to tribal nations. We deserve an advocate for single payer, for a homes guarantee, to divest from the U.S. war machine, for climate justice, and a decriminalized immigration system. Thank you all so much for the work you do each and every single day in your communities. Let's get AB 1400 done here in California and single payer done nationally. Thank you all so much.
Thank you all. Okay, bringing up Jacqueline Hernandez, who has a master's in public health. Jacqueline, kick it off.
I think we know why we're here. We want single payer, we want CalCare, we want Medicare for all. The healthcare industries have extorted us from getting healthcare. I think it's enough. In order for us to actually do public health policy, we have to have Medicare for all. Without the basic care and preventative measures so everyone could get a scan, everyone could be able to see a doctor when they need to, they can. But right now, we cannot do that without AB 1400 and CalCare. We need it more than ever. It's enough. We have been extorted. We have been cheated by the health insurance companies. As Baba Achilles said, we don't need them. We need direct contact with our doctors. We need to make decisions with our doctors. We need medical freedom. This is freedom. Medicare for all is freedom. That's it. I want to see you all.
Medicare para todos. Okay. Thank you, Jacqueline. Medicare para todos. Our next speaker is Dr. Richard Wynn. He works at Torrance Memorial as a lung and intensive care physician. Let's give it up for Dr. Richard Wynn.
Give it up, everyone. Everyone, give it up for these amazing organizers. Look around. It is beautiful. Seeing all you out here interested in healthcare for all just brings so much excitement and joy to me. But I have to admit, it brings a little bit of sadness, because when I look out and I see a crowd like this, I think of all the patients that I've had to take care of. All the patients that have been hurt by this system, that have been hurt by insurance companies. I think of my patient April, who came to me last week and told me, "I'm sorry, doc, I lost my insurance. I can no longer afford my medications." I think of my patient Brandy, who told me that she couldn't go to the doctor that I had referred her to because it wasn't in her network. I think about my patient, Eddie, who had fought cancer, who had survived cancer, who's waiting for a transplant. And while he waited for his insurance approval, his cancer came back. But we're not here to be sorry. We're here to march. We're here to be loud. We're here to speak up. We're here to say that we need AB 1400. We're here to say that with AB 1400, with CalCare, April gets her medications. Brandy gets to see the doctor that she wants. And Eddie is alive and with us. So we're here to march and scream and yell and shout and tell everyone that we want CalCare. We want CalCare. We want CalCare. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you, Dr. Wynn. Okay, our next speaker, Tony Tig, is an artist, songwriter, longtime activist, and outspoken advocate for Medicare for All. He has faced upfront personal family loss with our broken caste healthcare system, and he knows firsthand that we must stop putting profits over people in the fight for universal health care coverage. You know him from the 2020 Bernie Sanders campaign. Please welcome Tony Tig.
Where's Bernie?
Healthcare is a human right. 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 Healthcare is a human right.
Healthcare is a human right. Hey! Healthcare is a human right. Yeah. We have 4 minutes. I'm trying to get my song playing. How you guys doing? Let me hear you say power to the people. Say power to the people. You know, it's a good thing to see all these people here, but it's sad because in 2021, this is something we're still fighting for. This is unbelievable. You know what I mean? The person on my shirt right now, Fred Hampton. Who knows Fred Hampton? This is one of the key components he was fighting for as part of the Black Panther Party, and I'm here with my boy, 5'1" Phil, who has a personal story too. We were just in the car and we was talking about his uncle, and he was telling me how his uncle had a hard time.
Yeah, it was crazy because 4 doctors were working over him. He had stomach cancer and they had a good plan for him. One more doctor came and said he doesn't have insurance. They just dispersed, gave him morphine, and he died 10 minutes later. So it's a tragedy, and I'm sure there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of cases just like this. And what are you stuck to do? Just accept the death of your loved one? No, we can't do that. We got to fight for everybody. We got to fight for everybody. Imagine my son, we took him to the dentist, $3,000 for the dentist. It's crazy, right? Come on, like the man was saying, it's profits over people. Where's the love at? We're all humans. We're all part of the same. We're here together. We need to fight for everybody, y'all. This is what it's all about. Are we getting this song going? We wrote a song. Okay, all right. Well, look, I just want to thank everyone for coming out. This is a beautiful, beautiful event. It is not about anything else but our basic human right to live with good health. There's no amount of money in the world that can give you good health. So it shouldn't be about money. It should be about love. I'm looking at the sign. It says Medicare for All saves $5.1 trillion over a decade. Hello? Hello? Yo, I mean, hello? No more world hunger. No more world hunger. Come on, y'all. Let's fight for Medicare for All, y'all. I love you all. Thank you so much. Tony Tig.
All right, so we gotta get this hooked up. So we're gonna perform at Hollywood and Vine because we just got told that we gotta move. They got ordinances and things that we gotta do. So on the Hollywood and Vine, we're gonna rock out. Let's go!
No, the guy with the wig.
Okay, I guess we're gonna start the march in a second, folks. Stick with us.
Powerful. Every time you talk, I cry. I need volunteers in the banner. Hold the banner. It's like need volunteers to hold the banner. And you know, Medicare is right out here. How many did you
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name's Des. I'm doing logistics and stuff, and we're going to talk about the truck's going to move over to Hollywood and Highland. If you guys could all just stay here until we safely get the truck over there, and then we'll give you the go-ahead to come on and join the truck right behind us. Okay, so as the truck moves, just let it move, stay where you're at, and then we'll holler at you to come join us. Thank you.
And here we go. Go. Where do you want them? Okay, where are they going?
Let's.
I know.
You have my phone, right?
I do.
No, me too. You know, we had a rally last week about Cuban hate.
How are you? Good, how are you guys? I'm live streaming today, just so you know. So don't say anything like that.
She's the absolute worst. Everyone,
Like, go.
I'm just kidding. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Hi. I'm here. You know.
Look, it is hot.
I know. We're all in black too.
I know, right? I'm thinking about
Best
like
idea.
taking this shirt off.
Oh, that's probably best.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna. Will you man this for a second? You can put the camera still. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, hey, Tina. Hey, how are you? Good. How are you? As I'm touching you.
I just said
Hang on, I can't. I'm like schwitzing here, like.
Are you wearing 2 shirts?
Can you focus on something? Yes. Oh God, that's so much better.
You've got a lot of things.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right. I guess they're gonna. Oh my God, so much better. Sorry.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Hey there. Hi. Just wanted to get a shot of the banner. Is that okay?
Excuse me, I need everybody away from the truck.
Okay, so they are moving the stage truck, the sound truck, the banner. Everybody's going down to the corner where they're going to start the march to the next location. And look, we have a shit ton of water. That's so funny. I'm like, what did I just back up into? we bring to you this midsection break of a guy dancing like amazing. That is so cool. All right, so they're moving the truck.
All right, let's hear some noise. Let's hear it if you're ready to march for Medicare for all. Let me hear you again in the streets to support Medicare for all. All right, we're about to get started. Here we go. Let's hear those full horns. Let's hear those chants. What do we have? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? If we don't get it, shut it down! All right, we're about to get started, folks. If you can hear me, put one fist in the air. Let's put your fist in the air. If you're in a car and can hear me, let me hear those horns. We're ready to take the streets here in Hollywood to march for Medicare for all. Here we go. We're about ready. Let's put those fists in the air. Medicare for all. 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 If you're here from out of town, welcome to Hollywood. This is where dreams are made, and we're demanding Medicare for all. Because every person in this country deserves health care. It doesn't matter your status. It doesn't matter whether you're housed or unhoused. We're here today to demand that every person in this country get Medicare for all. Let's hear those horns for those in the streets who are fighting with us. If you're driving by and fighting with us, let's hear those horns. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Let's hear those horns if you stand with us. If you're here visiting from out of town, you need to tell your hometown. We need Medicare for all. If folks can stay on the right-hand side, to the right of your double yellow, please. To the right of your double yellow. Please follow your volunteers. If they've got a green vest, they're looking out for your vest. Let's hear those horns if you stand for Medicare for all. Let's hear those horns. And this is what's up here from downtown. This is how we do it in Los Angeles. We're demanding Medicare for all, and we're shutting down the streets.
Do you want shorter clips from me?
Unless you find something super interesting.
All right.
Since we're live
Otherwise,
streaming.
we're just gonna. Okay.
Let's go. We're ready to roll. Yep, it's a fight, and we're ready to fight for Medicare for all. Let's hear it if you're ready to fight for Medicare for all. Let's hear it. It's a fight, and we're ready to fight for Medicare for all. Let's hear those horns. If you stand with us to fight for Medicare for all, let's hear those horns. That's right, we're ready to fight for Medicare for all. The Medicare for All Coalition is here demanding AB 1400 all across the country. People are in the streets demanding we pass Medicare for all. Let's hear those horns. If you stand with us, we're taking the streets today for Medicare for all. Every person in this country deserves health care. Medicare for all. This is the march for Medicare for all Los Angeles. In over 50 cities across the country. In every state, people are mobilizing today for Medicare for all. Medicare para todos. La salud no es algo que cuesta. En salud es algo que debe ser gratis. Nuestros compañeros estamos luchando hoy día para apoyar a AB 1400. That's right, ahora. Estamos apoyando esto porque necesitamos salud, necesitamos beneficios aquí en California. All right, let's hear those horns. If you stand for Medicare for all, welcome to Los Angeles. This is how we do. We take over the streets and demand Medicare for all. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? When do we want it? When do we want it? If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, that's right! We're out here demanding Medicare for all! We need AB 1400 plus! We need CalCare! Let's hear it for CalCare! What do we want? CalCare! When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? If we don't get it, if we don't get it. For those of you joining us from out of town, welcome to Hollywood. This is what we do. We shut it down. We there with people in the streets. Medicare for all. We need CalCare. AB 1400. We need to pass CalCare. Let's hear those horns if you stand with the marchers in the street today. The people of California support CalCare. We're here outside demanding that California pass AB 1400. We need CalCare here in California. Call your legislature if he's not out here, like our champion, Assemblyman Santiago. We need your help to pass CalCare. We're here demanding that AB 1400, CalCare get passed. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Healthcare! When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! If shut it down! Let's hear it! Are you ready to... Let's hear those horns!
Hopefully the quality of the live stream is okay. We haven't. We're now marching down Hollywood Boulevard. We're at Whitley, headed toward Vine Avenue.
Let's hear those horns. If you stand for Medicare for all, let's hear those horns. If you support healthcare as a human right. Let's hear it. Let's get down the streets today for Medicare for all. All across the country, people are marching for Medicare for all. Welcome to Los Angeles. We take the streets here and demand our rights. Fight, fight, fight! Healthcare is a human right. Fight, fight, fight! Healthcare is a human right. Fight, fight, fight! Healthcare is a human right. Let's hear it if you're not tired. Let's hear those horns.
What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? When do we want? When do we want it? When do we want? When do we want it?
When he was writing Blowing in the Wind in 1930, he was talking about this moment.
So we just arrived at Hollywood and Vine. They're going to be turning the corner and headed down to Sunset, towards Sunset.
Healthcare is a human right.
Are you guys speaking off the truck? Are you doing?
Our frame will be right here.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hey, somebody on the stage, call the crowd over here.
Tony, let's move him up. Move him up. Come on, you guys. Come on. Come on, come on. Let's get some music playing.
All right. Look at this group. Yes.
Come around here. Come around here. Come around here.
Wait, this is bigger than the group that started back there, right? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Please, around here. Look at me. Look at me. Come up here. Come up here. Come up here. Make sure you keep everybody in this side. Right here. Right here. Come around the truck. Come around the truck. Come in the front. So I can be here for a little bit. Come up, you guys. Come up.
Oh, good looking group. Let's make a little noise here. Honk if you know what we're talking about here. I think you do. All right, we're going to get things started. I'm going to bring up Mr. Steve Cox, candidate for Congress, CD 39, who believes that healthcare should be a right and that nobody should ever lose their house because they get cancer, or be forced to choose between paying for their kids' college or living long enough to see them graduate. He's here to tell his personal story and why he supports Medicare for All system. Steve Cox, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey everybody. My name is Steve Cox. I'm running for Congress in the 39th Congressional District, which is about 20 miles from here. Just let me finish what I'm doing, please. I got a question for you. Who's ready to get radical today? That's right, it's good. So what brought us here? Medicare for all, among other things. What do we want? What do we need? What do we deserve? That's right. So according to a Yale study we read, came out last year, about 68,000 Americans on average die every single year for lack of affordable health care. That's 186 Americans every single day who die preventable deaths, many of whom have health care. That's roughly equivalent to the 5 worst mass shootings our country has ever faced, and it happens every single day, and the media almost never mentions it. Medicare for all is the answer. But every time we bring that up to the press, what do we hear? How are you going to pay for that? Right? How are you going to pay for that? But, that's right. But, that same Yale study I just mentioned a minute ago found that on average we should save at least $450 billion a year on our health care with Medicare for all. You divide that into every single American of any age, it comes to over $1,350 per person per year, which means an average family of 4 could save over $5,400 a year on their health care with Medicare for all. That's how you know that the how are you going to pay for that thing is a total diversion. Because the system that they're questioning costs less than the one we're already paying for. Plus, I think we could save way more, to be honest. Medicare for all is not the finish line. It's the starting line. It's the starting line in the race to transform our medical system from a system that focuses on patient income to a system that focuses on patient outcomes. So can we afford it? Yes, we can. Can we afford it?
Yes, we can.
Can we afford it?
Yes, we can.
Damn right. Now to put the icing on the cake, not only is Medicare for All moral and ethical because it doesn't kill Americans, not only is it cheaper, but it's also incredibly popular. 69% of the American public, according to a Harris X poll that came out last year, of registered voters, 69% of the American public supports Medicare for All. That's 68% of independents like myself. It's almost half, believe it or not, of Republicans, 46%. And it's 88% of Democrats. Now think about this for a minute. 88% of Democrats support Medicare for All, and knowing that, the Democratic National Committee voted 79% against even putting it on the party platform. And they have the nerve to call themselves Democratic. By that point, 69% of the country supports Medicare for All, and we can't even get a vote on it in Congress. How do they call this a democracy? If this were a democracy, Medicare for All, which again, to reiterate, is cheaper, moral, and and has 2-to-1 voter support, right? If this were a democracy, that would already be law, wouldn't it? Congress knows these numbers, and they do nothing but talk. Congress is because everybody in Congress prioritizes themselves first, and their parties and their donors second and third. We, the people, are fourth place at best among our own representatives. So how do we become Congress's top priority? I got 2 more minutes here. To become Congress's top priority, we need to be willing to make ourselves a problem for them. We need to start voting them out. All of them.
Stop giving them money!
You know, no, I'm almost done. Let me finish.
Force the vote!
You know, I'm sure some of you guys are thinking that, you know, you're probably not talking about my favorite congressperson. They're one of the good guys, right? But are they? Because how many of them are out here with us?
None of them!
How many of them were willing to force a vote on Medicare for All?
None of them!
All right, I'll finish right now. Look, we need to clean house.
We have on a time schedule. There's other people that need to speak. We have to go. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
This ain't enough. We need millions.
Can we, oh, there we go. All right. Stephen, thanks so much. Give a hand up for Mr. Stephen Cox. You guys can squeeze over this way a little bit. You know, squeeze. Go ahead, squeeze over. There's so many of you. All right, we got Kenneth Mejia coming up. A little thing. Our next speaker is a certified public accountant who was born and raised right here in LA. He's running for controller of the City of Los Angeles and is the only candidate to highlight the waste and how the city allocates and spends money. All a true servant of the citizens and needed weapon in our fight for Medicare for All. Right. Kenneth Mejia! Healthcare is a human right! Healthcare is a human right!
Hi everybody, my name is Kenneth Mejia. I'm a certified public accountant with 11 years of auditing accounting experience running for city controller right here in LA. And the city controller is the city's chief auditor and accountant. And you're like, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, we calculate the money, we can calculate to make sure that we're saving our tax dollars here and right in our city of LA. And what we've been doing is educating the people about the city's budget right now. About 30% of the city's budget goes to the police, 2% goes to housing, and 7% goes to homelessness. And I say this all because people don't know these things. Now, when it comes to healthcare in the city of LA, the city spends $836 million on city employees' health insurance, dental benefits, and also vision. A majority of that goes to Anthem and Kaiser. Now, we're all here to support AB 1400, am I right? CalCare can save 7% to 19% over 10 years. So what does that mean in terms of the city of LA? If we paid $836 million last year, over 10 years, we could potentially save $60 million. We could even potentially save $160 million. And now if you look around, if you live in LA and you look around you, housing's deteriorating. The city's criminalizing the unhoused community. We can use that extra money to house our unhoused neighbors, to give them services. And that's why it's important here that we take out the profit motive for healthcare. It doesn't make sense that the city pays Anthem, where their CEO makes over $17 million a year. It doesn't make sense for Kaiser, a nonprofit, where the CEO of the foundation makes over $11 million a year. And that's why we're really here to make these numbers transparent, to make them accessible, so that when you go and lobby your assembly members for AB 1400, you can give them the facts, because the numbers don't lie, am I right? And so, once again, my name is Kenneth Mejia. I'm running for LA City Controller. Healthcare is a human right! Healthcare is a human right! Healthcare is a human right! Thank you.
All right, that's my accountant. Thanks so much. All right, our next speaker has been building social movements and speaking truth to power for nearly 2 decades. Since graduating from Stanford Law in 2003, he has worked in both San Francisco and Washington as a legal advocate, nonprofit leader, grassroots organizer, and a poet and musician. I didn't know that. Oh, nice. He's a devoted advocate of universal health care, democratic socialism, international human rights. In 2020, he managed a valiant campaign for Congress against the most well-moneyed funding machine, his opponent Nancy Pelosi. Oh, the Sicilian. Please welcome a warrior for Medicare for All, Shahid Buttar!
What up, LA? It is so good to be with you. I just want to invite everyone on the street over here to occupy the intersection if you're so inclined. Like, you know, as long as we're here, let's assert our presence. People down to do a little chant with me? Yeah. I'll model it, call, response. Okay. You need to see a doctor. It should be free. Healthcare is a right, not a commodity. Got it? So your lines are, it should be free, not a commodity. All right. You need to see a doctor. It should be free. Healthcare is a right. You need to see a nurse. Healthcare is a right. You need to get a surgery. Healthcare is a right. If you need to get insulin, healthcare is a right. If you need some other medicine, healthcare is a right. Healthcare is a right. Healthcare is a right, not a commodity, and we should treat it that way. It's striking to me, could you come up with your sign? I saw this sign in the crowd and it spoke to a theme I wanted to raise. There are a lot of people in our country who like to talk a big game about how the United States leads the free world. Are we even in it? And we're not even going to talk for the moment about how we imprison more of our citizens than any other place and how we have a military-industrial complex that extracts resources from around the world. Just that alone might lead us to think about the question, is fascism a far-off future fear? Or might it have been here, particularly for our darker-skinned neighbors, for the last 400 years? The recognition of intersections between our different discrete policy silos is the difference between a movement embracing a path to liberation and a people being co-opted by corporate political parties spinning talking points. Thank you. Political parties spinning talking points to co-opt them in their communities. I would particularly invite you to consider whether your voices in Washington are with us, either out here literally today or metaphorically in Washington in the policy debate. And if they are not, You might think about taking this battle to liberate our country, to democratize a country that might falsely think itself to be free. Take that battle home, to wherever home is for you. At the end of the day, what we are waging here is not just a battle for basic human rights within our country. It is a battle for a bipartisan consensus to be reflected in Washington. It is a battle to make our government answerable, to be for, of, and by we, the people of the United States, and not the health insurance and pharmaceutical corporations that are pushing us all into early graves. Has anyone here had to delay medical treatment of some kind, or someone in your family, because you couldn't pay for it? It is unconscionable that this happens at all, let alone that it happens at scale. The last thing I'll leave you with, just among intersections between these arenas, the leading cause of people ending up sleeping outside without shelter is medical bankruptcy, which is a phenomenon only in the one red country on this map. Thank you for being out here today. We will not stop advocating until we have universal health care, free at the point of service.
Thank you, Shai. Awesome. Our next speaker is a military veteran and transgender social justice advocate who has worked tirelessly to get Congress to do anything since he's not running for Congress, Ventura County. Please welcome the man who devoted Medicare for All, Dan Wilson!
Hello, hello, LA! Alright, so, most of you do not know me yet, but you will. My name is Daniel Wilson, and I'm running for Congress to fight for Medicare for all of us. Its absence negatively impacts every single person in this country. Whether you or not you have insurance, whether or not your prescriptions are covered, whether or not you can see the doctors you want or get the treatments you need, every person in the United States is limited by our for-profit healthcare system. As a working class transgender veteran, I am a perfect sampling of some of the communities that need healthcare the most and those that are also most often excluded from it. I've had more than 20 jobs since I entered the workforce at 14. I've had access to healthcare with exactly 2 of them. Those fortunate enough to get healthcare through their work, we quickly learn that this coverage is not provided by our jobs at all when we see hundreds of dollars a month taken out of our checks to pay for the care. So when are you exactly provided this healthcare? After you pay a premium? After you pay your co-pays? After you pay for the procedures they denied? When you finally meet the deductible after spending thousands out of pocket? Employment-based coverage isn't useful when you can't afford to use it. It isn't effective when you lose your coverage if you leave your job. And it is not beneficial when the workers who need it the most are denied access to this system. Alright, no worries. Alright, let's cut it up. Thank you for editing. Alright, Sean. Okay, so 30-second cut. Here we go. Who do you know that has been hurt by the greedy for-profit healthcare industry? Everybody here knows someone who is or has been hurt by our for-profit healthcare system. And we are here today to demand a better system because we know that healthcare is a worker's right. Healthcare is a veteran's right. It is a trans right. And it is a human right. I call on all of us to continue showing up, rising together, and fighting for better, because we are not going to be able to take down this for-profit system unless we act together. Vote and contribute to candidates fighting for your right. My name is Daniel Wilson. I'm from Ventura County, fighting for all of us. Thank you so much, LA!
All right, Daniel Wilson. Energetic guy. All right. Tara Reid is a writer, actress, poet. She speaks on the intersectional issue? Okay, all right. How physical and sexual abuse survivors would benefit, heal, and thrive under Medicare for All healthcare system. Tara!
Hello, Hollywood! Healthcare's a human right! Healthcare's a human right! Say it with me. Healthcare's a human right! Healthcare's a human right! We need to make some noise. I was a young staffer in 1993 and I worked for Joe Biden. And I can tell you, he is not interested in consent. He is not interested in your health care. He is funded by Big Pharma and by the healthcare lobby. And when I came forward in 1993, I lost my health care. I was a federal employee. As a sexual assault survivor, losing health care when you come forward in a job or about sexual harassment, either one, losing that is pivotal in losing benefits. It's really super hard. And I had met, as a domestic violence advocate, many women and men who had barriers accessing medical because they were staying in a relationship that was abusive just to hold on to medical care. Healthcare is a human right. It's not just a chance. It's not just us asking for something for free. We're asking the government to pay for it, but we're not asking them to run it. This can be done. Whole Washington is doing it. California can do it. When you elect a predator to the highest office of the land who's funded by other predators, you're not going to get anything with healthcare. So we need to vote in people that hear our voice, and we can get Medicare for all. Not an expansion, Medicare for all. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to get moving here in a second. We're going to march down to Sunset, and we're going to CNN, and we're going to tell the mainstream establishment media, what do we want? We're going to tell them we want Medicare for all. We want CalCare. We want AB 1400. When do we want it? Okay, everybody, hang tight. Okay.
Anybody got Bernie's cell phone number? Maybe put him on speakerphone. Anybody got Bernie's number? I'll call him.
I need everybody, please, we're going to make the way back that way. We're going to get start rolling, get to the next location where we have more speakers waiting for us. Unfortunately, we're on a time schedule. The permit only allows a certain amount of time, so we have to get going. I need everybody to move back behind the truck.
And now Bernie's talking about lowering the
Free Britney!
We're going to take on the no problem.
All right, everybody, we're now going to proceed to march down Vine Street towards Sunset. So
You gonna speak down on Sunset?
yeah, that's my Lafayette County. They keep moving stuff around though. Oh yeah. Have you met him?
I haven't met him, but you should have. How do you not be financial?
Well, the problem is that district is annual average income.
That's right.
So really, it's for that reason. I mean, so legitimately, she's serving her constituency by being a leading person. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm from up there. There are a bunch of camps here.
It's horrible. Yeah, it's ridiculous. you're in the Tenderloin or Hunter's Point, you're SOL because she caters to, you know.
Yeah. Herself, mainly.
Exactly, and her friends. How's it going? All right, everybody.
Hey, we're at Hollywood and Vine. We're going down the sunset now. There's a bunch of speakers. Yeah, Ron's actually going to speak. He's speaking on, there's like a truck speaker.
Oh, yeah? Okay, great. You're going to slow down a little bit. Stay fed. Okay? Okay? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Healthcareism!
Get the music on!
Someone's coming through. Someone's coming through. Someone's coming
politicians in their pockets. When you mention Medicare for all, you see them switch topics. They love pretending that they care for a vote, but quick to send us out cause they feeding for the dough. A visit to the doctor shouldn't mean you go broke. The American dream is a dream with no hope. Unless you gonna rise up, get your voice heard. Don't sit on the sideline, we gotta push first. And we gotta strike back against the evil. It's only a fair fight when you fighting for the people.
You gotta fight for us. You gotta fight for us. You gotta fight for us.
You gotta fight for us. Who's gonna fight for us?
You wonder why they don't smile. You don't have a chance that we can't treat you. Cancer's taking over. It's just time to delete you. Making trillions of prescription drugs. CEOs making millions. Tell me who's the real thugs. Hey! Comics over love seems to be allowed. Just die who get paid. That's the hard pill to swallow. Medicare for all. Medicare for all. We gotta care for all. We gotta fight for all.
You gotta fight for us. You gotta fight for us.
Yeah.
You gotta do it for us. You gotta fight 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 for us.
Yeah. We gotta fight for the future. Yeah. Power to the people.
for Medicare for all.
Thank you. Medicare for all, it's a human right, y'all.
Healthcare is a human right. Healthcare is a human right. Let's keep fighting.
That's right, Dino. Healthcare's a human motherfucking right.
What do we want? What do we want?
So that was Tony Tig just performing. Tony Tig.
What do we want? What do we want? And if we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, yeah.
Medicare for all, y'all. I know we all experience something. We know we all got family hurt. We know somebody that's taking prescriptions. We know somebody that's suffering. We know somebody that's dying. I have a cousin, same age as me, 39 years old. He just lost his life because he couldn't get care. That's wrong, and he left a child behind. Healthcare is a human right, y'all. Healthcare is a human right. Healthcare is a human right. Healthcare is a human right. That's right. Let's fight for the cause, y'all. Get your fists up.
You gotta fight for us. 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 Drug correspondence, ain't nothing short, still dying. Can't take a day off, the people still fighting. Big pharma keeping politicians in their pockets. When you mention Medicare for all, you see them switch topics. They love pretending that they care for a vote, but quick to send us out cause they feeding for the dough. A visit to the doctor shouldn't mean you go broke. The American dream is a dream with no hope. Unless you're gonna rise up, get your voice heard. Don't sit on the sideline, we gotta push first. And we gotta strike back against the evil. It's only a fair fight when you fighting for the people, yeah. You gotta fight for us. 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 You gotta fight for us.
I can't get seen unless I pay out my pocket. Our soul highways will hold our rocket. Healthcare is a right for every man, working child. The babies keep hurt. You wonder why they don't smile. You don't have the germs, then we can't treat you. Cancer's taking over. It's just time to delete you. Making trillions off prescription drugs. CEOs making millions. Tell me who's the real thugs? Profits over love seems to be the motto. Just die, you get paid, that's a hard pill to swallow. Medicare for all, Medicare for all. We gotta care for all, we gonna fight for all, yeah. Woo!
You gotta fight for us. 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 You gotta fight for us.
You gotta fight for us. We all have to care, y'all. We all need health care, and we need it now. Too many of our people are dying and suffering on a daily basis. We need health care now. Who's gonna fight for us? Are you gonna fight for us? We gonna fight for us? That's right. Health care for all. We are fighting for everyone. Has nothing to do with your creed, your color, your sexual orientation. None of that. This is love at the truest portion of the heart. We all need health care, and we all need it now.
Fasten your seat.
What do we want? 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 We don't get it. We don't get it. We don't get it. Medicare for all, baby. That's what we fighting for. That's what we fighting for. Healthcare is a human right. Healthcare is a human right. AB 1400 healthcare. Get it started today. Come on, California, we gonna lead the way. We gonna show the rest of the country how it's done. The West was won with healthcare. AB 1400, y'all. Once we get that healthcare price, you can fall a million times. You be good. There is something right. Give me something right. Healthcare, 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 healthcare. If you are in this march, you are part of the change, baby. Come on, single payers. Get
data analysis.
Just because you don't have the money don't mean that you shouldn't be taken care of. Can I get an amen? That's right. Pave the way for a better LA. CalCare AB 1400, y'all. Let's get it signed in ASAP. Kick all these people out that are getting funded by Big Pharma. Kick them out. Let's go to their houses and tell them. Find out where they live. Medicare for all, 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 CalCare for all, yeah. CalCare for all.
I know you got soul. Listen if you listen, y'all. Swinging while I'm singing. Giving what you're getting. Knowing what I'm knowing. While the black band sweating. In the rhythm I'm rolling. Gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need.
Give us what we need. Healthcare. Gotta give us what we need. Healthcare.
Fight the power.
Fight the power.
Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power.
the double yellow lines for your safety. CalCare, Medicare for all, baby, we here. Paving the way for a better LA today. Yes, we here now. We making a change. We fighting the power. Let's go. Fight the powers that be. Fight the powers that be. Medicare for all, CalCare for all, Medicare for all, CalCare for all. Let's go. Make some noise. Just like no one should go hungry, no one should go without health care. Can I get an amen? That's right. And we made an anthem for y'all. We're gonna play this song again. We want you to get it stuck in your minds. Because nobody cares, but we care. You gotta fight for us. Come on.
You gotta fight for us. 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 You gotta fight for us.
This up.
You gotta fight for us. You gotta fight for us.
And drug costs rising, uninsured still dying. Can't take a day off, the people still fighting. Big pharma keeping politicians in their pockets. When you mention Medicare for all, you see them switch topics. They love pretending that they care for a vote, but quick to sell us out cause they feeding for the dough. A visit to the doctor shouldn't even go broke. dream is a dream with no hope. Unless you're gonna rise up, get your voice heard. Don't sit on the sideline, we gotta push first. And we gotta strike back against the evil. It's only a fair fight when you fighting for the people, yeah.
You gotta fight for us. 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 You gotta fight for us.
I can't get seen unless I pay out my pocket. Cost so high, may as well go and buy a rocket. Healthcare is the right for every man, woman, child. The baby's teeth hurt, you wonder why they don't smile. You don't have insurance, then we can't treat you. Cancer's taking over, it's just time to delete you. Making trillions off prescription drugs. CEOs making millions, tell me who's the real thugs? Profits over love seems to be the model. Just die if you get paid, that's a hard pill to swallow. Medicare for all, Medicare for all. We gotta fight for all, we gotta fight for all, yeah.
Who's gonna fight for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Who's gonna fight for us?
Who's gonna fight for us? Who's gonna fight for us? Who's gonna fight for us?
Who's gonna fight for us? Who's gonna fight for us?
Who's gonna fight for us? All right, guys, let's keep it going. You guys should be proud of yourselves. You guys should be proud of yourselves. You guys are out here fighting not just for yourselves, you're fighting for everybody. And that's real love. That's real love. That's real love. If it ain't about love, it ain't about nothing. And you know that Big Pharma is making trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars at the cost of our own lives and our own peril. I mean, there's so many facts. Did you know that the same pharmaceutical industries are putting the additives in the foods that you eat? That's right. How is that? That's not even ethical. That's crazy. They're forming diseases now. Come on, y'all. We need real health care, and we need it now. That's right. We need real health care, and we need it now. That's right.
Yeah. Fuck Monsanto. That's right.
Yeah.
Fuck Monsanto.
Thank you guys so much. Let's get AB 1400 passed.
That's right.
Yeah. Pave the way for a better LA today. Medicare, healthcare for all. We love you. God bless. Yay.
CNN's running a special on the dog show today.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what they're covering. The dog show. That's what they're covering instead of like actual
Fuck
people.
CNN,
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck CNN.
Covering important stuff, you know, like the dog trains. When you recall the dog show. It's the most ridiculous shit ever. I literally smoke a blunt. I want to watch comedy. And I'll turn.
Yeah, fuck Joe Biden.
Yeah,
That's comedy.
And I'm like, wait a second. They're really gonna cover this shit.
I want news, I watch Jimmy Dore. I want comedy, I watch CNN. That's fucking backwards. Yeah. Maria Estrada in the house! Woo! Oh yeah. Get it, Jimmy Chunga! And Jimmy Dore! Jimmy! What up, Jackson? Yeah. Combo coach in the house! Oh, there's Theo.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful Saturday.
Victor!
Fight
Yes!
for power.
Yeah.
Fight for power. I would like for all of you guys to take a moment of silence. Just a brief second. We just calm down and Hold 2 seconds, 5 seconds of silence. As we hold the moment of silence, may we reflect on the year before us and the tragic loss that it has brought. The medical emergency made one thing clear. We are of nature, and though at times we can feel and create superficial environments of superiority, we're all human. We are all breathing, eating, drinking bodies of life, attempting to make sense of this we call life.
All connected!
And while we may not agree on the misinformation and outright chaos and confusion artificially created to entertain, divide, and create contempt for each other, we can agree that there are too many among us still suffering and slowly dying in pain.
Right.
We may take a second to feel compassion for those who alone and with great trouble slowly took their last breath, attached to a ventilator, and for the many who passed away and were ushered to refrigeration trucks. May we accept a moment to those who were disposed of without proper burial rites. And while we know that death is inevitable, we continue to fight for life. Until our very last breath, we hold on to it as if it was the only thing we know. Death is an uncertain new beginning. I am sure we have all experienced loss of loved ones, one thing or another. A new beginning for everyone. A present without grandma, a present without uncle, a present without father. A continuation without someone who has been essential up until that last breath and beyond. For we carry them with us, and their lessons live on. While there is no denying the true and evolving outcome from COVID, we also know that heart disease, cancer, and accidents take the top 3 reasons for loss of life.
Right.
Not to mention diabetes and other prevailing chronic diseases that require continuous medical attention.
That's right.
As we sit here and remember those who have passed this year, let us not forget about those who are still living, those who are born with medical conditions. There is an array of conditions that develop throughout life. Some are born with autism, some with peanut allergies, and those who are just too ill and too afraid and simply cannot afford a doctor. And we allow symptoms to become uncontrolled expansion of a disease. Let us not forget about those who in a twist of fate become prisoners to a bed. As we go about our lives, we do not ever expect an accident. Let us not forget our own vulnerability and the catastrophic repercussions that a medical emergency can cause in our own lives. Look around you. Everything that is being exposed is a medical emergency. Beyond COVID, we need to provide medical attention to all of our fellow citizens.
Yes.
Medical coverage is a human right.
That's right.
In the 5th largest economy in the world, which is California, it should be common sense.
Yes.
Stop killing people.
Yes.
Pass AB 1400 and get it done. We
That's
need
right.
it now.
Yeah. Good job, Victor.
Buenas tardes. Maria Estrada, Southeast LA.
That's right.
And I'm here with the Medicare para Todos from the Red House in Los Angeles here, who have been organizing at MacArthur Park marches for Medicare LA for years, trying to educate the Latino community about this cause. We're here today to also push for AB 1400, which is the subsequent bill that was shelved on Friday, June 23rd, 2017 by Speaker Anthony Rendon.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck him, Rendon.
Since that time, the Speaker and the legislature has done nothing to push for health care. And now we have Gavin Newsom, who ran on single-payer health care. The California Nurses Association backed this man on his word that he would push this organization, and he's lied and he's went back on his word. He's now being recalled. I am asking for every Latino Americano not to vote for this man. We should not be giving the Democratic Party our vote. We're not here to support the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party should exist to support us. Que se vayan a la chingada. Que se vayan a la chingada.
October 15th.
Woo! I just want to thank everybody for coming here today. This is a great day. I appreciate everybody taking the time to come out on such a hot day to fight for this very important cause.
That's right.
California should be leading on this single-payer health care. If we had passed it in 2017, we would have saved by now $111 billion.
That's right.
That's not to mention the tens of thousands of lives that have been lost in this state because we do not have health care. 30% of the people that have died of COVID is because they did not have health care in this country.
Boo.
That's criminal. That's unacceptable.
Right.
And the powers that be have failed in their duty to give us health care in the middle of a global pandemic. If they're not going to do it now, they're never going to fucking do it, and we got to demand it with the
That's right.
We must demand that they represent us and they give it to us. We should be shutting this whole fucking city down. We should be shutting every major city, every state capital, every fucking port, shutting this whole country down.
Shut this shit down!
Nothing's gonna change until we take to the streets.
Fuck yeah! Force the vote!
Everything that we're dealing with, whether it's environmental, economic, all of these issues have to start with this healthcare issue. It has to start there.
Yeah? Force the vote! Force the vote!
Force the vote.
Force the vote is right. We're getting played. We're getting played by the Democratic Party.
Yes, we are.
It is not Donald Trump and the Republicans that run the state of California.
Yes.
Or the county of Los Angeles or South Central or Southeast LA. It is the Democratic Party that has been fucking us over time and time again. And I want to say I'm a delegate for the state party representing the 63rd District. I'm also an elected member of the Los Angeles County Democratic Party, which is the most corrupt organization I've ever been in.
Yeah. Preach, Rada.
Back to the point. I'm going to now introduce Rick Overton, who is a screenwriter, a comic, an actor who has been seen in countless movies and TV shows, such as Married with Children, ER, Seinfeld, and The Office. He uses his voice and talent to uplift humanity and is here to show everyone that Medicare for All is the forward for America. Welcome to the stage, Rick Overton.
So, hey, how's that great reset working for you guys?
It's so terrible. Yeah.
Well, this piece is called Reset This.
Yeah.
Good job.
And so help me, give me one of these. When I give you one of this, you give me one, you help me in the piece. Reset this.
Okay.
Reset this. Okay, tell me something. If the Great Reset's so great, then why all this sorrow? Why all this hate? What's with the padlocks binding freedom's gate? I think you need to reset this! Why spend all that money on war when our children need food and housing and more? Can't you hear the call? We say, Medicare for all! Put the money here, not your damned wall! You need to reset this! You pulled up the ladder, you've thrown us under the bus, but all of your money, that all came from us. And that gives us leverage, and so thus, reset this! You're not our masters, and we're not your slaves, no matter what this press or the last one behaves. And we evolved since we stood from the cave, so you can reset this! Dr. Freud meets Dr. Evil as he launches into space. Just the money from that one flight would have helped fix this place.
Right.
Right. But they'd rather save money than save face. Hey, reset this! They could have been heroes, but instead of adding on zeros, like they know something we don't, like they have a plan set aside for them, like they'll be okay when we won't. You know what? Reset this! They're called insurance brokers, yet we're the ones who are broke. They're defenders socially sleeping, while pretending to be so woke. We are tired of being the punchline to their lousy joke. Hey! Reset this! Woo!
Next up,
I totally agreed with. She's one of the co-anchors for Convo Couch. Here is Fiorella.
It's really amazing to come full circle because in January, Jackson, myself, and a few others here today were at Force the Vote. And it took a lot of courage to come in the bitter cold of January and to be faced with so much hatred, not just by the right, but by the Democratic establishment and some faux aggressive leftists who refuse to call out their politicians, who refuse to hold them accountable. We have the squad who ran with working people's money, who ran and took every last cent that a lot of us had and didn't push for Medicare for All, who right now refuse to retweet any of the March events. Okay, we had one show up, Cori Bush, props to her for showing up in DC. But if you're gonna run, if you're gonna have a mask that says Medicare for All, if you're gonna have merch that says Medicare for All, and you're not gonna do a goddamn thing to actually push it, I have a problem with that because we have people dying every single day right now. One of the most memorable things I saw in that January was a young man wearing all his medical bills along his jacket. Those were all the bills that he had to pay because we don't have health care in this country. And if the government gave a damn about giving you health care, they would have done it at the very least during a pandemic. But they don't care. So the fight for health care doesn't end with Medicare for All. It is only the beginning. Because we cannot have these politicians in the government bring in big pharma to tell us everything we need to do. When did we start trusting every single politician and every single thing that came out of this big pharma? They need to get out. We the people need to write the legislation. We the people need to have our voice. And that's the reality because at the end of the day, when we were there on January 4th or 5th, fighting for Force the Vote, and there was also a Julian Assange protest, the reason we were all there was because we were censored. Because the mainstream media, like CNN right here, censors independent media. All of you here, independent media are crucial because they don't talk about Medicare for All. They're propagandists for the state agencies. And that's why we're here today. That's why you see us here. And they were trying to censor us. We had more police surrounding us.
Let's go, Combo Couch.
Force the Vote and Julian Assange than we had. Than they had police on January 6th. Mike. Cut off. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Fun. Next we want to welcome YouTube personality with a progressive agenda. As
Convo Couch, baby, represent.
Medicare for All, we have Jackson Hinkle.
What do we want? Medicare for all. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Medicare for all. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Medicare for all. And when do we want it? Yesterday. 500,000 Americans file for medical bankruptcies each and every year in this country. We live in the richest country in the history of this planet. And we're telling people we can't afford health care. It's insane, it's disgusting. Meanwhile, Joe Biden has the audacity this week to go and bomb Somalia, go and bomb Afghanistan, go and bomb all of these countries all across the globe. But he can't provide health care for his own people. It's disgusting.
Shut this shit down.
68,000 Americans every single year are dying here because we don't have health insurance guaranteed as a right. 68,000. Think about the city you live in. Think about the city you live in. I live in San Clemente, California, down in Orange County. My whole town is only 65,000 people. We have 40+ million Americans who go each and every day of their lives without access to healthcare, to basic health insurance. This is a travesty, okay? Every single one of us deserves to have healthcare guaranteed as a right rather than a privilege. And I want to say what's even more disgusting than Joe Biden
going out and bombing all these countries right now, when he says that he can't give us even a public option. Remember that? He campaigned on giving us a public option healthcare plan. Do you guys remember that? And now he's going out and telling us, oh, maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a eligibility age for Medicare lowered. Maybe. What's even worse than that, and the last note I want to leave you on today, is that the progressives, so-called progressives in Congress, AOC, Mark Pocan, Ro Khanna, Cori Bush, Pramila Jayapal, Rashida Tlaib, the authors of the Medicare for All bill, have stayed silent. In the first COVID bill that was passed in Joe Biden's presidency, they voted for a 6-month subsidy of private healthcare COBRA premiums. They waited to introduce the Medicare for All bill. They didn't try to bring it to a House floor vote, and they voted for private healthcare subsidies. I will not tolerate that. I will continue to hold them accountable, and I encourage you all to do so as well. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much, Justin. Our next speaker is an activist, a writer, a stand-up comedian, truth teller, and star of Get Your News On with Ron. San Pedro, California. You know him from the Jimmy Dore Show. Please welcome one of the greatest fighters for Medicaid, Ron
I do come from San Pedro, California, which is also the Little Italy of Los Angeles, our fair city. And I want to tell you a quick story. Many years ago, I was in Italy. I was studying abroad in college, and I broke the ginger code. I fell asleep on the beach. That is not something we do. I was reprimanded at the next meeting, but I got a pretty bad sunburn, which I know you're all thinking, whoa, Ron, that's what happened next? No kidding. But I got a bad sunburn, so I went to the pharmacy. Now, in case anyone doesn't know, over there, pharmacies are basically health centers. That's what they are, which makes so much more sense than what we do here, where it's like, oh, you get NyQuil or a candy bar. That tracks. Hey, get some of the worst food you can put in your body, or medicine. These two things go together. Hey, what does your shop specialize in? Vegan groceries and hunting supplies. That's what we do. Those two things. Anyway, so I go to the pharmacy and I tell the person I have a sunburn. A doctor comes out. A medical doctor. Gives me a total checkup. Takes my vitals, he tests my reflexes, takes my temperature, tells me the degree of burn that I have, shows me a little chart, and gives me 2 medications. One for the burn itself to heal it, one just for the pain, and then gives me some medical advice, which in that case was, hey dude, don't fall asleep on the beach again. Try not to do that. But as an American, I was kind of scared at this point, because I know that sometimes just seeing a doctor can be well over $100 in the United States. So I'm wondering what is going to happen. I get to the cash register, which the person wasn't even sure how to use it because it's not something she has to use often, and it cost me €7 for all those things. And the only reason it cost me that much was because I was not an Italian citizen. I shared that story on Facebook some years later, and other people started sharing their stories about being in places that actually have healthcare systems, universal systems, and something bad happened to them, and for basically no money they got fixed up. Hey, I was in Ireland, I fell and broke my arm, cost me less than $50, I'm fine. And then some people started sharing domestic stories. One of the particular ones, hey, I got in a car accident. I am $500,000 in debt and counting, and I'm still not fixed up. We do not have a healthcare system in the United States. We have an industry of exploitation, and it has gone on for far too long. So single payer now, Medicare for all now, peace, love, and a general strike. Thank you guys so much.
Our next speaker needs no introduction. My brother from another mother, Jimmy Dore.
Hey, where is CNN? Where the fuck is CNN? I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is.
But we're all out here and we're letting you know we need Medicare for all. But CNN is sponsored by Big Pharma and Blue Cross, so they don't want you to have Medicare for all. So I say, fuck CNN! Fuck CNN! Fuck CNN! Fuck the establishment media! Fuck the establishment media! When I started Force the Vote, everybody said that it was a great idea until all of a sudden it wasn't. I don't know what happened, but everybody lost their balls in the middle of a fight for Force the Vote for Medicare for all. They said now is not the time. Now is the time. The time was 100 fucking years ago. We gotta make it happen now. People are dying now. Now is the time. Tell your media, tell CNN, tell the Washington Post, tell the Young Turks, now is the time for Medicare for all. You tell those progressives that we helped elect that now is the time for Medicare for all. Stand up against Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Joe Biden and do what we elected you to do and fight for us. Any politician who is not right now fighting for Medicare for all is complicit in murder of the American people. A third of all COVID deaths can be attributed to a lack of Medicare for all. I thought it was only Trump who didn't give a shit about Americans dying from COVID. Turns out Joe Biden and the Democrats don't give a shit about it either. Because if they did, they'd give us Medicare for all and 100,000 more people would be alive right now. But they don't give a shit about it and they don't give a shit about you. So what we have to do is make CNN uncomfortable. We have to make the Squad uncomfortable. We have to make Bernie Sanders uncomfortable. Where is he? Where's Bernie? Say, hey Bernie, where's your movement? Where is your movement, Bernie? I'll tell you where it is. It's in the streets of America today, fighting for Medicare for all, while you're taking fucking orders from Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden and fuck Bernie when he worked for him. Where are you, Bernie? Your movement's right here. Get out here. Where are you, AOC? The movement is in the street. Where are you? Are you taking another picture with Mama Bear for Vanity Fair? Are you guys out shopping for refrigerators? Right now, Joe Biden, instead of giving us health care, is bombing the poorest people on earth in Africa. That guy loves bombing so much you'd think it was a little girl's hair. Medicare for all, Medicare now, no more waiting, put pressure on politicians, make them scared of you, make them scared to death of you. Fuck the politicians, let's go to their houses. Medicare for all, thank you, I'll see you later.
Well, all right, that's what I like to hear. Let's show up at people's houses late at night with flashlights and bullhorns. Scare the fuck out of them. They should fear us. They're not representing us. And if we don't force them, it's never going to happen. It's now or never. We need to stop asking. We need to start demanding from this Democratic corrupt party. And Miguel Santiago, your staffer, chair of the LACDP, is a corrupt piece of shit. And he's destroying LA County. The reason this county is so fucked up is because the Los Angeles County Democratic Party is beholden to corporate donors and is not allowing the people like myself elected to represent the 63rd District in Southeast South Central LA to vote and fight for the policies that are going to help my community. It's the reason why people in Southeast LA and South Central live 10 years less than the people in Beverly Hills. And that's fucking bullshit. And it was Gavin Newsom that increased the fracking permits. It was Gavin Newsom who promised that he'd give us healthcare for all, single-payer healthcare. And it's Gavin Newsom who lied. Recall Gavin Newsom. Fuck him and fuck every Democrat who doesn't give us what they promised.
Okay, listen, we're going to be moving this truck. We need people to back a little bit away from the truck. Victor, we need somebody to take the coffins. We need volunteers to take the coffins. I need you to step away from the truck. We're going to be taking the truck up to Wilcox. Remain here. Do not move until you are told. We want safety first. Safety first, everybody. Beware of the truck. Beware of the truck.
Unless you're a volunteer, you know what you're doing. Move back.
Brother, Jesus didn't die, he was murdered. He was murdered, remember that. He didn't just die, somebody killed him. The same people that kill everybody who's trying to do the right thing and fight for the people, they're gonna come after you.
So they're now going to move the truck back up, I think, to the Hollywood Highland area where we started. I believe there's one more set of speeches. marching on.
Marching on.
Our Fire Tiger friends are here too.
What's up, man?
Great set, man.
Thank you
Great.
so much, man. What's your name?
Austin.
Austin, good to see you, buddy. How are you enjoying the event today? Nice.
I brought this out.
Nice sign.
So far, it's great. You guys were a highlight of the event.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Hope your sunburn eventually healed.
Yeah, I got a new one though.
Got new skin?
I got new burns. You know, part of the gig.
Yeah, just get them to say something, and then you can use your body as a message board. Then you're really cool.
Right? Do a little like sunscreen letters and stuff.
Exactly.
I actually did a smiley face once. I thought I was funny.
But hide it someplace, so people have to get to know you first before they see it.
I could tell them it's a tattoo. Be like, this is actually.
But you can try to scratch
red
it off.
ink in the form of a burn.
We use blood ink. It's
Right?
blood from another place. They just
It's dedication.
shot it right back in.
That'd be a pretty hardcore tattoo. I don't think you can mess with somebody that had that tattoo.
Well, not until you get a blood transfusion. Then
This story is going out to the internet.
Yeah, I don't know
Tina's
what
life.
you guys are talking about.
Hi. Oh, hi, Tina. I'm a big fan.
Oh, are you? Nice to meet you. What is your name?
Austin.
You look familiar. Hi, Austin.
It's Hollywood.
Oh, right now. What are you getting tattooed? Just so we're clear on that.
He's putting this on his ass.
Oh wait, hang on. That's really funny.
It looks very, who was the guy, who was Hunter Thompson's guy?
Yeah,
Raoul
totally.
Duke or whatever?
That's pretty funny.
Looks like a Raoul Duke style.
Did you draw that?
I did. Free-handed it last
That
night.
is
very good.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Very good
actually.
drawing.
Yeah, hey, if you or your viewers want to subscribe to me, I'm putting out a whole bunch more like this.
Where do
Try
they
to
do
put
that
pressure on
at?
the Squad. At Twitter, Feral Populist. At Feral. As in
Oh,
like feral
I'm
cat.
pretty sure I follow you.
Oh, you do?
I think so,
Maybe.
don't I? Or I've seen your stuff if I know.
Feral as in like a feral
F-E-R-A-L,
cat.
yeah.
Yeah, and then populist, but with a U instead. Populist.
Okay, everybody got that.
Furry
Feral.
action.
Right on.
Thank
All
you.
right, we gotta catch up here.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
100%.
Woo! The last coverage I was watching of you that I really remember, you were covering a strike in one of the
Kroger?
Kroger strikes.
Oh, well, you've missed all the police fights then.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, I'm always fighting the police lately.
The thing I remember is this one guy, some Mexican Proud Boy asshole, was trying to.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That would have been me.
And I appreciated it because all of your rhetoric up to that point was very. It was pointed. You were trying to make a political point and really get through to him, and then you finally broke him. Dude, what the fuck?
I know.
Honestly.
Honestly, I get to and I'm like, you know what? I can't do this. I can't even have conversations with some of these guys.
At a certain
I
point,
know. Some point you have to look mad. Yeah. It's like, hey, yo, Fire Tiger! Yo, Fire Tiger! Okay, now everybody watching the stream is like, what is she yelling about?
I know.
Okay, so everybody, that's Fire Tiger. It's a really good local LA band.
Oh, he's right behind us.
Yes. What? Oh, we have cops coming or ambulances. All right. I'll see you guys up there. I gotta.
All right, catch up.
We can do beers later.
Catching up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's called the Nothing Band. It's almost, yeah, it's almost like you don't exist. But you always.
Are you all set for the flashlight, pal? Yeah. Make sure we pass this bill. I want to hear you all say count it.
Healthcare is a human right. Healthcare is a human right. Healthcare is a human right. Is a human right. Healthcare 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 is a human right. human right.
Healthcare is a 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 what? Healthcare is a human right.
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 So you all, we just passed by, obviously, a real example of why we need healthcare passed. And I heard a young woman, there she is, yell out, don't get in the ambulance because that's $900. My dad once passed out, 82 years old. After his head hit the ground, as soon as he heard the ambulance was coming, he woke up and said, turn them back, because I can't afford that. That is sad.
That is sad.
That is sad. We heard Ron Placone up here tell a story about the great healthcare he got in Italy. We need healthcare. There is no reason why people should be warned to not get into an ambulance. How many of you know people who are not fulfilling their prescriptions? How many of you know people who are not going to the doctor? Who need to go and then end up going when things are much worse. We need healthcare passed. In the United States, 50 million people suffer from medical debt. 43 million people a year are hounded by debt collection agencies. Credit ratings are ruined, affecting housing and job transition. People living in single-payer countries have zero medical debt. Zero. They don't know what medical debt is, and neither should we. All right, y'all. Check out the propaganda. Blue Shield in California. Try to make it look like they're doing something. Raise your middle finger. No more insurance companies. Insurance companies would be gone with CalCare. They are who deny people health care. They delay and deny and hope we die.
As they continue to raise their premiums year after year, giving you less and less coverage. Healthcare is a scam being perpetrated on the American people and not by the American government, and it needs to stop, and it needs to end now. We need single-payer healthcare. We need Medicare for all at the federal level, but California should be leading on this issue. California should be ahead of the game. Every Californian, every undocumented person in the state of California, every farm worker picking food, feeding your families, should have complete coverage. The fact is that we're behind. We have the worst air quality in the state of the union. California has horrible, horrible stats from poverty. God, I hope they have health care that covers ambulatory services, because if not, I don't even know. Hey, hey, ho, ho, health insurance has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, health insurance has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, health insurance has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, health insurance has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, health insurance has got to go. Ho, ho, health insurance has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, health insurance has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, health insurance has got to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, health insurance has got to go.
Y'all ready for another frightening fact?
Yeah.
65% of U.S. bankruptcies are due to, guess what? Medical bills. This means loss of home, loss of savings, loss of stability for 1.7 million families every year just because someone got sick. 75% of them are bankrupted by medical
Medicare for all! 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 Everybody here with the burgers, people! Everybody in! Nobody out! Everybody in! Nobody out! Everybody in!
Medicare for all now!
Check this out, man. Okay, talk to me about the future of Public Enemy.
Future of Public Enemy got it.
Okay, y'all, speaking of fighting the power, I saw Derek Marshall marching in this crowd. Derek Marshall running in District 8. He's not up here to speak, even though he's a candidate. He's just marching with the people. Because that's the kind of guy Derek Marshall is. So Derek Marshall is going to be elected. He's running to fight the power. Win Medicare for all. Thank you, Derek Marshall.
Sorry. He's a hardworking, dedicated, good person. He means what he says. He knows what he means.
All right, y'all, we're coming up to Hollywood and Highland. It's not over there. We got a stage set up. We got some powerful speakers. If you think you've heard some powerful speakers, there's going to be more powerful speakers
Medicare for all. Welcome back, everybody.
Can we get one of those signs?
What's up? Everybody hold your signs up. We're gonna get a picture of y'all.
Ah, so beautiful.
Looking good, yeah.
Healthcare, not warfare. Sick.
That's right.
Healthcare.
How was the march? Sing, yeah!
Yeah.
So take me away from it. Won't you take me anywhere? Come on. Waking the neighbors, waking the neighbors on my street. Waking the neighbors, waking the neighbors on my street. Hollywood, make some noise. Come on, everybody. Let the neighbors hear you. We gotta wake everybody up. They gotta know what's up. We gotta help each other out and love each other. That's what this is all about. That's what this life is all about. You hear me? Waking the neighbors, waking the neighbors on my street. Waking the neighbors, waking the neighbors on my street. We're waking the neighbors, commit willingly. Let's all get together and get Medicare for all, baby! Woo! Everybody say hallelujah. Say Jesus saves. Sorry, that was for the guys over there. All right, what song do we got? We're about to release this song. It's called Freaking Out. It's for all of you. Here we go. Back